Playing Mullet Mad Jack is like drinking a weird cocktail that you made from leftovers at a birthday party. But the funny thing is that it actually tastes really good, even though it is just an unbalanced mess that was thrown together to make you drunk as fast as possible. In this case, our drink consists of fast-paced FPS gameplay, roguelike elements, high-score hunting, anime aesthetics, cyberpunk, blunt social criticism, and hairstyling that most of us associate with these kind of guys nowadays. The final product of all this is the game you can see on your screens right now. And in case you like what you see, I'd recommend you to lean back, hit that subscribe button and let me explain whether or not you should give it a try.
Tell me more.
In a far distant future, where humans are more dopamine dependent than ever before and billionaires have taken over the world, yeah, sounds familiar, am I right? You play as a so-called moderator, who is not only the strong silent type, but also manages to look badass with one of the most outdated and embarrassing haircuts imaginable.
Hey, shoot him! Somebody shoot this prick!
Yeah, business in the front, party in the back, my friends. Anyway, you work for a company named Peace Corp, and you need to save the influencer princess, who has been captured by this golden dildo, who sounds like a sports commentator for some reason.
Many robots would do the same to cover their brilliant metal bodies with skin.
The alleged rapist passes the big orange ball to the sweaty legal giant. Hey, slam
So you chase him up this skyscraper, called Nakatomi and Nakamura Plaza, while killing hundreds of robots on the way. And he is always one step ahead of you, because he always escapes once you catch up to him. And in case you are asking yourself where you have seen that before, then I'm sorry, because I really don't know either. To make things a bit more interesting, Peace Corp turns your journey into a live stream and connects the feed to your bloodstream, meaning that likes and comments will keep you alive and that you will die if you bore the audience. So you better kill everything as violently as possible. This setting really reminded me of the film Crank with Jason Statham, but here you need dopamine instead of adrenaline. I mean, the movie would be kind of boring if you would just watch Chef Chelios eating Doritos and consuming pornography for 90 minutes.
Next, I have some wood.
Your only true friend is Mr. Dopamine, a little Tamagotchi-like figure that you wear in your pocket that asks philosophical questions, and the narrator, I might say, of this game is this chick that constantly reminds you of your objectives, because they are constantly changing.
Destroy these damn robots! Destroy these damn robots! Destroy these damn robots!
I get it.
She also mocks you when you die, never misses an opportunity to make comments, and I cannot deny that this can get annoying after a while. But hey, at least she reminded me that my phone has a flashlight and that I can throw away that bulky flashy thing after I was several chapters into the game.
You know that your phone also has a flashlight, right? Oh, you are such a retro human.
Oh wow, thank you so much!
I will now address the elephant in the room. The story is trying really hard to be satirical and to criticize our modern, social media obsessed society. The end bosses are called billionaires because people like Elon Musk and the other dudes that keep on buying random stuff and making it worse, or polluting the planet with ugly cars that no one should ever drive since they look like a 5-year-old designed them, definitely are the ultimate end bosses of our society.
Go f*** yourself.
Most kick streamers nowadays also act like their heart would stop beating without frequent doses of praise from their community, which makes them do stuff that even my 16-year-old self would have been embarrassed by.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki!
And oh, by the way, what do you think Mr. Golden Satisfier needs the influencer princess for? He needs her blood for some kind of summoning ritual that demands virgin blood, since every red pillar talks about the gift of virginity these days.
But traditional women, they're virgins, they wait till they're married, they're typically they're more
And what's your motivation besides saving a life, you might ask? Well, you'll get a pair of sneakers if you succeed. I mean, they look nice and stuff, but I don't think I would put my life on the line for a pair of rubber buckets. But then I think about how much money people throw out the window for a shirt that says Supreme on it, and I feel convinced that this is sadly realistic. The jabs in the face of our soulless, dopamine-addicted consumer society are very frequent while being very direct in their delivery and not subtle at all. Which is neither good or bad. Effective satire is still subjective in the end. But I'd get it if people say that the game comes off as a bit too tryhard. I personally had fun with the story. It is very easy to follow and doesn't take itself too seriously, while still managing to unapologetically hold a mirror in front of our faces. And that is exactly what the story in a game like this should look like.
We make you work 8 hours a day. To make you distracted. To make you desperate.
The presentation is also something that I really dig. Don't get me wrong, I like myself an old school pixelated indie shooter as much as the next guy. But here and there it is nice to see something different. And this is where this game comes into play. A cyberpunk themed FPS game with anime art style is really something that I have not seen enough of yet. And here we have a very good example for how well this can work. The game really manages to capture that bright and flashy color palette that animes are known for, and the cutscenes look so damn cool that I just want this game to get its own anime adaptation. I mean, if Cyberpunk 2077 can pull it off, why not this game? And I wouldn't even consider myself to be the biggest weep when it comes to this kind of stuff. So far I have only watched a few seasons of Dragon Ball Z, the entirety of Assassination Classroom and Spy X Family, all good seasons of Tokyo Ghoul, a bit of Attack on Titan, and I'm currently reading the manga for Berserk. Oh, and I'm drawn in a semi-realistic anime style. Well, okay, maybe I am a bit more of a weep than I want to admit, but this still does not change the fact that I love this game's art style. And if you know an anime that looks like this, please post it down below. That would make me very happy. Now that the story is out of the way, let's talk about what you are doing the entire time when playing this game. Moderating robots.
Go moderate these damn robots!
I would best describe the gameplay loop in this game as simple but effective, and also a bit stressful. But the game also sums it up pretty well.
You have 10 seconds! Destroy these damn robots!
You shoot your way up Nakamura Plaza from level to level, and after every 10th floor you'll fight a boss. On your way to the next floor you will cross paths with lots of different enemies, and the roster only gets bigger every floor. Every floor will take you about a minute, while kills provide you with dopamine, and dopamine provides you with precious time to live. You are on a constant timer of 10 seconds, and kills give you back a few seconds. But of course it goes a bit deeper than this. Headshots give you more seconds back, and if you blow your enemies up, kick them into fans, through glass,
I'm looking at you through the glass,
into electric equipment, or down a drop, you will gain even more seconds to live. As a last resort, you can pick up sharp objects to perform finishing moves with them, like knives, hammers, hatchets, and even books. I mean, damn!
impressive. Very nice.
These will give you 10 seconds back and therefore fully heal you, so try saving these for sticky situations. You will also frequently come across soda vending machines, where you can replenish your whole health by drinking some delicious chemicals mixed with sugar. There is also no extra health bar or something. If enemies hit you, you'll just lose time faster. In case you die at any point during your way up, you will be thrown right back to the first floor of the chapter. But you'll get a checkpoint after every successful boss encounter. It is not quite the true roguelike experience with permadeath, but it is still annoying enough when you bite the dust. Don't worry.
Robots make human assholes obsolete.
The boss fights in this game are honestly kinda forgettable. Don't expect any Dark Souls or Binding of Isaac levels of attack patterns with complicated dodging patterns, let's put it that way. Circle strafing and the occasional jump is more than enough to carry on. I don't remember a single boss fight that was all that challenging, except for the final boss probably. I gotta say though, they at least contain some of the more memorable moments of the story. Like this one, where you have to beat the boss in a turn-based RPG battle, only for you to say fuck it and beat him up, or that one time where you need to play rock paper scissors against Mr. Dopamine. So the boss fights won't put your skills to the test, but I also wouldn't consider them a waste of time. especially because the finality of this game is quite awesome. Once we have our golden bimbonaire at the top of Nakamura Plaza, he whips out this flying mech thing that fires homing rockets and we have to shoot him down, only to then jump down the building for some awesome drive-by shooting action, while the influencer princess hands us different guns. You then have to shoot Golden Hot Dog down another time, and you even get your hands on a minigun this time. After Jeff Dildos has blown up, you get your sneakers. The game is done and you just wanna go back in for another ride.
Just for that dopamine. You will desperately keep doing this in an endless cycle. Won't you?
You bet your sweet ass I do.
Controlling our mullet-wearing war machine feels great. You have a dash move, you can jump very high, you can kick indoors, you can slide through vents, and sometimes you can even slide down slopes and mow down enemies like a goddamn steamroller.
Stop complaining about the little things!
After a few chapters in, you will also frequently encounter movement rooms where the floor is lava. You have to jump and wall run from platform to platform without falling to your death, or you have to dodge lasers. I even remember that falling off a platform was an instant death, but as you can see, this is not the case, so I am either insane or they patched it, which is both highly likely. But I really dig the movement, which is very beneficial in a game all about being fast and stylish. In a game where you die if you don't kill anything for 10 seconds, there should better be a huge enemy roster, and there is. But it is nothing that you haven't ever seen before. There are standard grunts with pistols and ones with shotguns who occasionally commit suicide. Swarms of drones, little laser turrets, dudes with shields which you need to kick out of their hands, mines and spirit samurais that can teleport and need to be kicked in order to eliminate them, which can be quite dangerous sometimes. These chainsaw arm guys always take the piss out of me though. They jump at you, they do some devastating damage and they need several shots to go down. They are scary, man. But your strategy never really changes, because almost all enemies can be killed with the same method. Shoot everything that moves, and if it doesn't, shoot it as well for being lazy. This basically makes this game nothing more than a fast-paced shooting gallery, with a strict time limit. This sounds boring, I know, but it is not somehow, and I can't explain why. I always catch myself thinking, man, this game is kind of repetitive and boring, but I just can't stop enjoying myself for some reason. It may have something to do with the variety of power-ups you can obtain after every floor. You can always choose between 3 upgrades, and you can even unlock that you can re-roll them in case all 3 of them are crappy. These upgrades improve your experience in many ways, but they don't go nearly as deep as the items in games like Binding of Isaac, where certain item combinations can make you pretty much unstoppable. I guess that's why they are called upgrades and not items. These can help you out in lots of different ways. They can provide you with more extra seconds for headshots, environmental kills, explosion kills or nut shots, because nothing is more honorable than shooting someone in the dick.
Oh dude, you shot him in the dick. Huh? That's not cool, Butters. You don't shoot a guy in the dick.
Well, I was just trying to stop him and you said—
It doesn't matter, Butters. You never shoot a guy in the dick. Everyone knows that. Shooting a guy in the dick? That's just weak.
There are also lollipops, which give you an extra second, soda cans that explode like grenades, and even some which give you the ability to dual wield for a few seconds. You just gotta get them out of the vending machines. Of course, there are also percentage-based bullet effects, like piercing or explosive shots, and upgrades that improve magazine size and reload time. One of my favorites is this one, where you reload automatically every time you dash, which is basically infinite ammo since you're gonna be dashing all the time anyway. Others that I really like are this grappling hook that you can use once every floor to breeze through dangerous movement rooms, this one that lets you pick up enemy shields to ram into them, and talking pro tag, which makes you burst out one-liners every few kills, like you are Duke Nukem or something, which is exactly as corny as it sounds like, and as it should be.
He's got more amps in him than a guitar shop! Dance with me! I need to stop drinking so much soda! Take that, tough toaster. Gonna need an oil change! Don't touch the hair!
I love that guy.
But the most important upgrades of the game are the guns, and I can confidently say that there is something for everyone. For starters, you of course have a handgun, in form of a revolver, and unlike most starting weapons in these kinds of games, this thing actually kicks ass, especially if you are going for headshots. It is done with most enemies after only 1 or 2 shots, and the fire rate is quite nice. But since this is a revolver, you have to reload after every 6 shots, which you do impressively fast by the way. If you use the revolver long enough, you can unlock a bullet belt for it, with which you never have to reload, and this is exactly as awesome as it sounds like. The animation will still occur when you press the reload button though, as if the game was punishing you for not changing your habits. All in all though, I really like the revolver, and it made me realize one thing. Games need more belt-fed revolvers. Next up we have the shotgun, and you might think that this is the perfect game for some shotgun shenanigans, since it takes place indoors in narrow corridors most of the time, and you have a dash move to close gaps faster. And this is the case to some extent. But the shotgun is also a gun that requires a fair bit of skill to make use of its full potential. You know, shotguns are not exactly known for having the highest rate of fire, except for the kind of shotguns that ruin everyone else's time when playing Shipment. And since this is a game where you are constantly under a very strict time limit, every shot counts. So missing shots will lead to your death a lot faster than you expect. If you manage to hit your targets consistently though, you will be rewarded with a reliable one-shot, one-kill experience. One upgrade turns this thing into a double barrel, which completely obliterates enemies without having a much slower rate of fire. The final upgrade gives you the ability to charge up several shots for a very powerful blast, kind of like in Turbo Overkill. But this is useless in my opinion, because you don't have the time for it, nor do you really need it, because the double barrel provides you with more than enough firepower. And using it is just a bigger risk to lose a big chunk of the precious time of your life.
I hope you had the time of your life.
For those of you who like to spray and pray, there is a machine pistol, and this thing absolutely slaps. Now it might not be the most accurate weapon, but the high damage output more than makes up for it. You can mow down entire rooms without releasing the trigger, it is reloaded within the blink of an eye, and it is just a damn good time. You can improve it by putting on a suppressor, which will not only increase your coolness but also decrease your recoil, and later on you can even hold this thing sideways like some type of OG gangster to improve your accuracy. And these two upgrades combined turn this thing into one of the best guns of the entire game for me. In case you like it a bit more futuristic, there is a plasma rifle for you, and I am always a bit skeptical when it comes to plasma rifles. I have never encountered one that worked as well as the one from the Doom games, but this one is a strong contender, I must say. Getting headshots with this thing is quite tricky, since you could fit a whole fridge inside of its crosshair. But otherwise, it's a damn fine weapon. Good fire rate, good sound design, and most importantly, good upgrades. The first upgrade turns the thing into a belt-fed LMG, so you don't have to reload anymore. And the second upgrade turns it into a minigun, which drastically improves the fire rate, but also dials the recoil up to 11. Of course, there is also a railgun, which works exactly as you'd expect. And you might also recognize that this gun bears the same problem as the shotgun does. It has a super slow fire rate. Of course, it deletes everything you hit with one shot, but you better do so, because the next shot will definitely make you wait for it. The first upgrade again gives you a bullet belt to make reloading unnecessary, and the third one again puts a minigun barrel onto this thing to improve its fire rate. It definitely improves it, but even when fully upgraded, this thing is far from a spray and pray weapon, so accuracy is and always will be king when using this toy. If you take 5 minutes to check out the game's digital unboxing, which is very well designed by the way and made me miss times when physical games were the norm, you will unlock the assault rifle. At least I think I have unlocked it that way, but even if not, check out the unboxing, it's fucking cute.
That's the actual game! You are required to put these things inside your computer to install the game. Crazy, right?
The assault rifle doesn't fire as fast as you might expect, but it still fires fast enough. It is also accurate and has a good DPS, so I have nothing really to complain about. Especially since you can even improve its fire rate and even get a grenade launcher for it, which fires every 10 seconds automatically, but don't worry, the splash damage won't hurt you. For shits and giggles, there is a handgun. It is basically just a reskin for the revolver, with funny little gestures as reload animations. Nothing outstanding, nothing terrible, it is just there so people like me can make jokes about it. It's there, I acknowledged it, let's move on.
Talk to the mullet.
Lastly, I have the weapon of choice for the true men and women of honor out there. The katana is without a doubt the most unique weapon of the game, since it is the only melee weapon. It of course slices everything with one swing, and you can also throw it and it will come back to you like some kind of Japanese boomerang. There is even a fire and an ice version of it, but I don't really prefer one over the other. It is more of a personal preference thing. When fully upgraded, you can perform a finishing move once every floor with it, and you can even get an upgrade that gives you the ability to deflect bullets. If you are one of those badasses who used to main Genji in Overwatch back in the day, then I'm sure you will love this thing, because you know what they say.
Guns for show, nice for a pro.
To ensure that everyone can have fun with this game, it provides you with a huge selection of difficulty modes. From playing with no time limit all the way to permadeath, everything goes. The game turns up the challenge with each difficulty mode by increasing the DPS of enemies and giving you less time back for kills. If you finish the game on a certain difficulty, you will get the assigned pair of sneakers for the difficulty, which is probably a motivational piece for some of you out there. The two normal difficulty modes give you the most balanced experience. Not too easy, but also not so hard that it feels unfair. If you play on the hard modes, normal kills won't give you any time back. You have to either perform environmental kills or get headshots. Oh, and enemies also do double damage, or even more than that. A good aim and quick thinking are crucial for succeeding in this mode. And I'm lacking both.
Your body remains are property of Peace Corporation.
If you are looking for a more casual occupation, then Endless Mode might be something for you. It is, as the name suggests, a high score mode, where the goal is to survive for as long as you can. You lose 1 second of your lifetime every 10 floors, and upgrades also wear off after having been in use for 10 floors. A simple but effective mode to pass the time. There are even more modes coming, but I am not quite sure how to unlock them yet. I don't want to spoil everything for you. Whether or not you should play this game is a very simple question to answer. Yes, you should. It is a simple but fun little corridor shooter that keeps you coming back for more. Its slight roguelike elements prevent the game from becoming boring too quickly, and if you are really good at the game, you could finish it in about 2 to 3 hours. It also reminds you of a simpler time, when games used to come out in very dedicated physical forms, and where good gameplay was all that mattered to give you a good time. Yeah, of course, the enemy AI is not the most outstanding, and the game does not really force you to develop any kind of strategies to overcome what's thrown at you, but not every game needs to do that. This game still managed to keep me engaged for multiple playthroughs, and I still find new upgrades here and there, which really keeps you motivated to come back to it every now and then, since it is a very casual pick up and play game anyway. The game's soundtrack is also very on point and perfectly underlines the tone that the game is going for. I sometimes catch myself spending several minutes in the main menu because the soundtrack managed to mesmerize me. If you don't like FPS games, then this game probably won't change your mind. But if you do, this game will give you some serious quality time. And it also manages to do that while looking amazing. So I hope you will enjoy your time with this game if you plan on getting it. And also, I hope that I will see you next time. Peace out.
Peace Corp wishes you a good day!